Yeah, I got a question.
What is it?
Why can't I walk in the bike lane?
Why?
Exactly. I'm the pedestrian, I got the right of way. Why can't I walk in the bike lane?
Why?
That's what I mean. Thanks for asking. Alright, here's what I think. I think we gotta stop sending stuff into outer space.
Yeah.
So I think we gotta stop sending stuff into outer space. It's a waste of taxpayer money. I think we should stop sending things to Mars.
Amen.
What's on Mars that you can't see from Earth? You think the other side is gonna be blue? It's red. Mystery solved. Okay. Next thing I want to say, I want to tell you about a dream that I had. It was very dreamy. About a month ago, I had a dream that China took over America. Everyone had to learn Chinese. But if you were younger than the age of 25, you had to go back to high school to learn Chinese. So there was a guy teaching Chinese, and I said, I don't want to have this dream anymore. So I said, Zhejiang. I left that dream. Okay. I think I made some Freudian there. Speak Chinese to my horse. I can't help myself. Whenever I see the old stallion, I tell him, Ni hao ma. Taiwan. Hun Zin ma. That's what I tell my horse.
But thank you all for coming out. You're going to learn a little about your host here. You're going to learn a little about his fears, his insecurities, you know? Because I'm worried that I'm not masculine enough. I'm worried that I'm not manly enough, you know? Like I have a beard, but the beard wasn't natural. It wasn't grown out like my forefathers, you know? I put things in it. I put things that smell nice in it because of this weird thing that like, oh, maybe today is going to be the day that someone rams their fingers in my beard. Never know when it's going to be the day. And to get myself in a situation where people want to ram their fingers in my beard, I try going to the gym. You know, I try going to the gym. I do the manly shit at the gym. I hit arms because I already have the ass of an Instagram model. And the worst part about hitting the gym is that my workout mix is just awful. My workout mix is horrible. And I just haven't done anything to update it, right? So I'll hit the gym. I'm ready to do whatever these are. Moving right along in search of good times and good news. I can't be listening to Kermit the Frog while I'm trying to lift here. Okay. Next rep. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never leave without you by my side. Gloria Gaynor, that's not the move. Not now, not now. With the taste of your lips, I'm alright. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. And then I just leave the gym. You know, because I can't recover from that. You can't recover from Britney. It's something in your soul. And it's, you know, I should be worried about it. I should be worried about it because nobody else can hear it. It's a weird, irrational fear of mine. And I'm not afraid of like practical shit. I'm not afraid of war. I'm not afraid of losing all my money, you know, like normal people are. I'm afraid of like, you know, the aforementioned musical kerfuffle and frogs. I'm very afraid of frogs. Like, you can put me in a haunted house, right? Haunted house, whatever. They're all people. Even the guy with a chainsaw. You know how unwieldy a chainsaw is? It's impractical. But frogs, You sent me to the amphibian exhibit at the zoo, my pants are 58 shades of brown. That's horrible. But my lack of masculinity has gotten me into a lot of problems, you know? Let me give you all an example. So, I know it may be hard to imagine, but I wasn't an athletic child. I know you see this peak masculinity and you're like, oh yeah, football player. Nah. So the only way you were gonna get me to exercise is if you tricked me. So my parents signed me up for a hip hop dance class. So imagine 6th grade me, which is just me with less hair, in a sleeveless tie-dye hoodie and jumper pants, doing a synchronized dance to Will Smith's Miami with 14 teenage girls, meaning I had the largest boobs in the room. And, you know, I go do this thing, I do it like twice a week for like 4 months, and then I learned that I have a dance competition, which is easily in the top 3 whitest phrases I've ever said. Right next to using hot dog as an exclamation and asking a girl out to a church date. And so I got this dance competition, and it's on my birthday, you know? And, you know, that isn't a big problem. I mean, as many young men, it's always been on my bucket list to do a synchronized dance to Will Smith's Miami on my birthday. But there was a problem, there was a scheduling conflict. Because my birthday gathering, they were called gatherings in middle school, my birthday gathering was scheduled to happen while I was mid-dance. Which is, you know, so I had to be picked up from the dance competition, and I arrived to my own birthday party late because of my own lack of masculinity. And that's all I got for you right now.
Keep applauding, please. Keep applauding. Holy fuck, it's been a rough week, man. I needed the ego boost. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, speaking of low self-esteem, my name is Josh Balan, and I just started going back to the gym. And so, I really didn't have an excuse like to skip for several months, because I work at the gym. And so I'm a lifeguard, meaning that I'm like 10 feet from exercise at all times. Yet I figured out how to avoid it like the plague. It's great. Now, I've noticed a lot of things about the co-rec. First, the locker room. Now, stop. All of you, shut up, stop. You know what you're doing? You're gonna try to guess the joke that I'm gonna make. No. No, you know what? I am not going to make a joke about the shirtless guys like flexing in the mirror for exorbitant amounts of time. No. I'm not going to make a joke about the piss everywhere except in the toilet. Jesus Christ, you guys have stormed through it. No, not making a joke about that. No, am I gonna make fun of Kyle, who stands like in the middle of the locker room and takes nudes so that we have to like awkwardly shimmy around him? No, I'm not gonna make a joke. Shut up, I'm not gonna make a joke about that. You know, I'm also not gonna make a joke about the old guy that's jerking off in the corner. We love Gerald. Okay? We love Gerald. He's a sweet old man, okay? Now, no, you know what I'm gonna talk about? The fact that they have a fucking sharps container above the sink. That sounds really specific, that like, oh no, that there's a way to dispose needles in the bathroom. But think about what they're fucking encouraging here. Like, and also, like, you're making the assumption that when I am, like, raged out of my fucking mind, that I'm gonna give a shit. Oh, great.
Oh, wait.
Hey, are you coming in? Okay. Thanks for coming in the middle of the day. Hey, yeah, it's great. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. You know, oh yeah, sorry about being roided out of my fucking mind.
I'm on the stairs.
Yeah. You're good. Take your time. You're good. Welcome to the show. Now, back to me being roided out of my fucking mind. Yeah, like if I am taking enough steroids to kill a bear, like the last thing I'm gonna think about is disposing of the needles safely. Like, come on. Now, the ripple effect of gym bros on campus, it's spreading across campus. Nowhere worse than Wiley Dining Court, where there is no more people in the way, where the only way it can get worse is if they put in a bike lane. And so, last time I was at Wiley, they had the curly fries, you know, the only well-seasoned thing at the dining courts. And So I see the curly fries, I'm making a fucking beeline for the curly fries, I'm having a great fucking day. Then like this really small dude, like me size, which is sadly an insult, like he's got like 3 plates, he's got like 4 chicken breasts, 2 burgers, like 5 slices of pizza. Like the people behind the counters that normally pretend we don't exist, like they were concerned too. And so message to those of you that are bulking, fuck your biceps and the protein that you need to grow them if you're getting in the way of me and my fucking curly fries. Fuck you. Now, when I've been at the gym, yeah, just relax though. But like, when I've been at the gym, I've noticed, and my friend calls this the 3/4 rule, which is that if there's a group of people lifting 3/4, okay? So you've got Gabe, who again has enough steroids in his system to kill a bear. He's ripped out of his mind, tiny ass muscles, big muscles, right? You've got fucking Kyle, right? Who's squatting the weight of the bear that Gabe just killed, right? And then you have fucking Evan, who is the muscle team number 3, right? Then you have Dexter. No. Okay, another example. You have Vinny, you have Chad, then Eugene. Okay, girls are not immune to this, right? You have Kate, you have Amy, you have somebody else, then you have Gertrude. Right, and so like I'm working at the pool, and so a lot of these people will take a dip after they exercise, right? And so it's the same groups. So you'll have Kyle and you'll have Chad and you'll have Gabe playing water polo. Dexter's the ball. And this is universal for everyone at the pool. Like, you guys think that we can't see you from our specially designed stations that are in fucking towers that can see the entire pool. Like, nowhere is this worse than in the hot tub. Like, of all the places to make out with somebody, right? It's where we are legally obligated to watch. We're not perverts. We don't want to see that, except. What happens when Dexter becomes a lifeguard? All I'm gonna say is that I know, EJ. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is my last joke. That the only thing that you're not just making his job harder, okay? All right. That took a while. That was great. I'm Josh Balan. If you don't hear from me again, it's because I'm dead.
All right, next up, we have Jackson B. Get him up here.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? How was your exam week?
Bad.
Yeah, everybody had a terrible week, didn't they?
Yes.
Let's get all that aggression out. Let's get all that anxiety out by making fun of easily made fun of people. How about that? How do you like that? That's one of my favorite pastimes. Anyway, so first group I'm making fun of tonight is girls on Tinder. And this stems from an experience I had 4 weeks ago. My friends convinced me to get Tinder, and the first thing I noticed is girls love to post pictures of their pets. They love to fill out their profiles with 4 or 5 dogs, and their cats and turtles, whatever. And so if somebody told me there's gonna be pictures of cats on Tinder, that's not what I'd be expecting personally. Whatever. Okay. It's a joke. These are all jokes. So anyway. What else? Oh yeah, so girls also in their bio, they love to put, and you'd expect this to be a small minority, but this is over half of girls put in their bio 420 friendly or I can outsmoke you or something like that, right? And I don't have a problem with weed, I mean just look at the hair, but the thing I got a problem with is that's an obvious ploy to get free weed. I mean, think about it. You're not fooling anybody. Imagine if a dude like me wanted free weed, right? You know what I'd have to do? I'd have to drive all the way to Michigan and pull it out of the ground myself. And in that case, I got to deal with some Michiganders. And those people, I don't have a big problem with you guys, but this whole thing, you know what I'm talking about? This shit? If you don't know what I mean, meet a Michigander. This thing is annoying as fuck. It's a serious ego problem. It looks a little fascist, too. I don't know. It bothers me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't want to. But anyway, so, and just a side note, my buddy Josh, who just performed, what the frick? Okay. Sorry. It was a dance-a-thon. I wish I was there right now dancing and Sounds fun. Anyway, so my buddy Josh, you know, he's batting for both teams. He's got at least twice as many matches as any straight guy. And that's nobody's fault, you know. Straight men have a more difficult time just because Tinder happens to be one of the largest collectives of straight men online that I can readily think of. And that's not a good thing. And I'll explain to you why. Now, bear with me. In the real world, the largest collections of straight men ever are either men in their mother's basement or, bear with me, terrorist organizations. Now, if you don't believe me, think about it this way. This isn't a joke about Islam. This is a joke about frustratedly horny straight men, right? The largest terrorist organizations in the world promise 72 virgins, right? Think about this. If you're a brainwashed young straight male, as half of the people in this room are, if you weren't given that promise, if that failed, you'd be ready to bomb a hospital or something, right? Not just me? Just me? Seriously? Again, maybe I need to go to cabs. Something. I get a 4-week wait there. I don't know if anything blows up, just don't blame it on me, please. Anyway, okay, sorry, jeez. It's getting a little personal, God. What else? What else am I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. If you don't hear from me, I'm dead. That's it, that's all I got. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
My heart and soul is gone.
I was gonna dab you up. It's like more of like.
I'll
Yeah, I was a little racist. Hey y'all, what's good? My name's Vinay. I like to think of myself as like a more politically correct Aziz Ansari. You know, someone less cancelable. And it's kind of ironic too. I think the really sad part is like he's like also like a dark-skinned Tamil dude with the funny voice. You know, definitely doesn't. I definitely don't think those characteristics at all like that. But yeah, it's very sad. But yeah, I'm in first year engineering. I'm doing computer engineering. You know, 2 stereotypes at once. You feel me? And I was thinking about nuclear engineering. Someone's like brought it up. Like Purdue has a great program for that. But you know, I don't hate Pakistan that much. But but like, not to mention like. Does the U.S. government really trust me with bombs? Just look at me, bro. It's just not gonna work out. But yeah, I'm from Virginia, like near D.C. You know, I used to commute to school. DMV, yes sir, 703 gang shit, bro. But yeah, I used to commute to school in my car, and you know, I would drive past highways like Lee Jackson Memorial Highway, Stonewall Jackson Memorial Highway. You know, great American heroes. But you know, that was it, bro. You just like be driving with like the worst traffic in America, dodging like shitty drivers, you know, trying not to die in the daily. It's fun. But the thing about Virginia is we just had our gubernatorial elections, which is, if you don't know, you just vote for people who no one knows about, but literally has your entire life on hold. But one of the interesting exit poll stats that I saw was a 15+ shift in the specific demographic towards the right. Does anyone want to guess what this is? You guessed it, white woman. And you know, that reminded me of how much this demographic has ruined my people. I'm gonna be honest, like it hasn't been great. And like I can't even blame them. Like they aren't doing anything, they're just existing. It's my fellow brown men that are truly letting our people down. Like there's a frat on campus called Beta Chi Theta. And like their entire parties are just like brown men feeding our white women. Like what is this, bro? Like, Harold and Kumar came out a long time ago, bro. You're not doing this right now. And like, so during the summer, I was here for early start. Anyone else for early start? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no one else. But I was working at Mad Mush, you know. I can't go back to that place. I quit. I just like didn't show up my shit. But that's. But you know, I was there. I was working. It was like very late at night, and these 2 grad students walk in, and it seems like they're having a date or something. But this fob-ass brown dude walks in, like he's like wearing like a buttoned-up like blue shirt. He's wearing this like really nice pants. I can't tell if this man came from the lab or is dressing up for his date. But he walks in, and this other girl walks in, and it's this like sophisticated-ass looking brunette. I was like, all right, it's whatever. And so they both look up, like the menu's on the bag right here, they're looking on what to order. And I realized it's international because he has like a really like thick accent. I was like, oh, okay. So he goes to order, he orders like a small cheese pizza. I was like, all right, I'll type that in. The girl orders, and while she's ordering, like she's like looking up, trying to see what she wants to get. The man turns to her and just looks like this. That man was fiending. And I'm looking at this like, my guy, oh, your parents thing, bro, oh, the family thing. Like, I'm like imagining their wedding, bro. Like, shorty sitting down at the puja, like, taking the prasadam with the left hand, like, if you don't know what that means, if you take the prasadam with your left hand, like, you're going to like the Hindu equivalent of hell. Like, you're reincarnating as a dog, like, that's that type of shit, like. But it made me realize, like, how much, like, this is a problem. Because it's like, it's not even just like attractive white women. It's just white women. Like you're like with like the most like basic people, bro. And like that, and I get it. Like looks aren't like everything, right? Like personality is great too. But when she's named like Kaylee with the EIGH, I think there's definitely a problem with that, bro. I don't know. It's just me. But you know, it's really sad how much all of y'all are succumbing to the Eurocentric beauty standard, man. Because there's black and brown men are beautiful, and to the brown men in the crowd, which is surprisingly a lot, they love us, bro. I mean, take my friend Emma over there. She has a great brown man. They both love each other.
Hey.
Yeah, don't do that again. What the fuck is that?
My parents didn't know.
But to this, they do love us, man. Which is the sad part. Because like y'all motherfuckers want to go to like an orange-looking girl named Kaylee, and not to like this beautiful brown woman here that will literally cook for you. But yeah, man, I simply don't get it. I hope that our people can reform. You know, I feel like, you know how there's a Dr. Umar, we need a Dr. Kumar. It's just disgraceful. But anyway, that's it. Hopefully I won't blow this place up.
Hi, okay. Yeah. Speaking of brown things, I'm brown, and I was gonna talk about brown periods, which is another like, it's just like a brown town over here, like I guess. So, initially I was gonna be like, okay, like there's not that many Indians here, and there's not that many Indians with like pussies here, but then you guys joined us midway. So now I feel like I can relate to y'all. I just kind of wanted to talk about Indus civilization. No, I was going to talk about Indian Hindu periods, and because they're just really weird, right? And I didn't really realize that until I came here, and I was like, you know, something's off. And so I realized that the first rule of Indian Hindu periods and fight clubs is the same. Don't talk about it, right? So whatever I'm telling you guys right now, y'all better not get this shit out of the room, otherwise I'm like fired, okay? Like you don't get it. Like delete the footage, man. Like you don't, this is some secret shit, right? So basically, I have a few rules, but I forgot them. Yeah. Okay. Give that to my password. Okay, great. So first rule, don't try to fake your period. I mean, under the age of 12, don't try to fake it. Because I tried that shit. I was like, you know, they taught us it in like elementary sex ed. I was like, I'm gonna go home. I want my period. I need my period. I went to Yahoo Answers. I was like, how to get period? I will use lemon now. It will help get period, right? And then, you know, they give you like a pad in elementary school. They're like, yeah, just in case you guys like need it, you know, get a period, you can use it. So I went home and I like put it on. And I was like, if I put it on, like, you know, act for the job you want, right? You know? So I put it on, and then I didn't know where to put it after, because I couldn't really, like, I didn't understand garbage disposals. So afterwards, I just sort of rolled it up like a blunt, and I stuck it under the counter. And my bathroom. And my mom, my sweet little Indian mom, who literally looks like a laddu, she found it, and she is like really non-confrontational, right? And she like brought me up. She brought me to like this dark closet, and she was like, "What the shit, Lee? What the fuck?" She was like, what is this?" And then 2 years later, I actually got my period, and like she was like, "Okay, so your dumbass knows how to use a pad. You fucking used one, right?" And then so the second rule, once you get your period, you need to tell your entire family. Entire family. I'm not talking about your mom, your dad. I mean your uncle, your uncle's wife, your uncle's cousin. I mean everybody needs to fucking know, right? Like, so my dad, I don't know why my dad took up this job, okay? My dad, I get my period, and my mom's like, the third rule, by the way, is go pick a corner. I'll explain it later. It's in the process of my 6 years of suffering, right? So the second rule, right? So my dad, he's basically, he picks up the phone, he calls like my aunt, and he's like, yo, guess what? This bitch just dropped her new mixtape. You know, shit's fire, call the whole family, we're all gonna like play it on stream, right? Basically, that's the whole ideology. And then third rule, right, pick your corner. My mom tells me to go pick my corner. So I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. She's like, get your blanket and stuff. I'm like, what? Hibernation materials, right? And so I get my blanket, my computer, I go find a corner in the room, and she's like, because this is your first period, we're gonna do it traditionally. Which means you're not gonna leave this corner for the next 5 days. And I'm like, great, right? And so rule number 4, whatever rule. Okay, rule number 4: don't touch anyone. It's a bad game of tag. If you are on your period, you are not allowed to touch anyone because you are considered impure. So one time I touched my dad, and he was like, "What the shit, man? Get the fuck away from me." And then he went and took a shower and like looked at me really disgusted. And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like a little role play of the caste system with periods. Oh God. You also can't pray, which I guess is understandable. And don't eat dumb shit, basically, for the first time, right? So like, they're like, oh, don't eat sodium, don't eat random trash, it's gonna make your like cramps worse, which I already had horrible fainting cramps, right? And so, so my dad basically like, cause he's my dad's an asshole, okay? So he goes by like those Lay's salt and vinegar chips, and he like waves it in front of my face, like from a 6 feet distance, like this is social distancing, you don't get it, right? He's like, oh, look, you want some? And like, he's like doing all this extra shit, and I'm just sitting there like crying on the verge of like fainting, and Mom's like, no, ibuprofen. That doesn't exist, you're gonna go through this. And I'm like, okay. And then the last rule, so on the 4th or 5th day, you throw a little party. It's just, woo. You know, just like you invite your entire fucking family, you wear a bunch of heavy jewelry. You guys know, you're laughing, you're traumatized, I know it.
I escaped from that.
Oh, smart. Yeah, you sit there and they give you a bunch of jewelry. And then you go through that until you're 50. If you live in India, but I'm slick like this, so that's it. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed
it. Hey everybody. Do you guys remember Bear Grylls?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No.
This joke's not going to go well for you at all. No, because do you think that he purposefully got himself into like situations where he had to drink his own piss? It's like, oh no, I'm in the middle of the desert, and it's 90 degrees. I guess I'll drink my own piss if no one else wants any. Because that doesn't really apply in the real world. You can't just be like, oh no, the water fountain's broken, and it's room temperature this hallway. It's like, Bear, there's a water fountain 50 feet away from you. How am I going to make it through the night? You can kind of feel his disappointment when you're watching the show and he finds like an actual like source of clean water. Like, clean water, great. He gets like the piss shivers and it shakes everywhere, like, oh God! When I was little, my mom used to play me a lot of Bollywood songs, right? And I get that she was trying to like sort of expose me to like her Indian culture, but a lot of the lyrics were like overtly sexual. The song would be like, yeah, girl, back that ass up. And I was like, yeah, I miss my homeland. One of the lyrics, I don't even remember the song, but one of the lyrics kind of goes like this, and some of you guys might know. It goes, sexy lady on the floor, keep you coming back for more, right? I didn't think it was about like a girl dancing on a dance floor. I just thought it was about a girl on someone's floor somewhere, and no one's helping her up. They're just writing songs about her. Like, can you help me up? Like, shut up, bitch. We're on the floor. Also, the key keep you coming back for more part is kind of weird. Like you're not helping her up, but you keep visiting her. It's kind of like a hospice patient. Eventually you start like bringing your friends, like, yeah, there she is, sexy lady on the floor. 12-inch heels and the boobs sticking out. And the friend's just like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Can I kick her? It's like, oh, there's no plaque that says you can. I don't know. Eventually it becomes like an enterprise, like $3 to look, $5 to kick, and there's like a velvet rope and a bouncer. Why do you think the most robbed locations are banks or gas stations? It seems like there's a pretty big disparity between the two. It's like Michael Jordan and a WNBA bench warmer. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine like two would-be robbers talking about where they're gonna do their first hit. One guy's just like, yo, let's just go to the place where they hold money. The other guy's like, no, how about a smaller and shittier convenience store with 4 semi-working gas pumps outside or no dice. No one walks into a gas station and thinks to themselves, yeah, this is where the money is. Are you the cashier? Yeah, I'll take $4,000 to go, please. All right, that's my time. You guys are great. Thank you.
Alright, Saturday night open mic. This is fun, man. My girlfriend's with me here tonight. She won't let me leave the house without her. I'm just kidding. We love Lafayette. It's a nice, cool town. It's a nice, quirky little town. It's got its own scene. It's a crime scene. It's got one. I want to look nice. I'm standing in front of a crowd, you know. The only problem with that is all my outfits look exactly like this. I've had this shirt since 8th grade because I hate going shopping way more than I hate doing laundry 3 times a week. I hate shopping so bad because I'm just weird size between medium and large, you know. Like if I buy medium, I gotta squeeze in. Look like Pillsbury Doughboy. If I buy large, looks like that one time I accidentally bought Magnum condoms. Oh man, what do we want to talk about? I'm in grad school. I have a pretty love-hate relationship with it though. Like, I hate staying up all night doing homework, but I love giving them every penny I've ever had. I was thinking about dropping out a couple months ago, but I didn't want to tell my family, right? So I just went online and changed my status from, you know, in a relationship to it's complicated on LinkedIn. You know, I decided to stick it out though, you know, get an internship. And I just changed my status again to seeking an open relationship. I went to a job fair the other day though, I was right on campus. And job fairs are just singles nights for the unemployed. You know, like Amazon is the popular girl. Microsoft, the really successful guy. McDonald's is your high school girlfriend. Like, pretty good at the time, but looking back, What else about Purdue? Yeah, why do these? I was at this job fair, right, and I'm pretty proud, like, I'm a proud boy. So, walking along, going through the job fair, and, you know, I'm not going to stand in these long lines, I'm too proud, so I do what I always do, and I'm just walking around waiting for them to come to me. So I'm walking around, I got like 5 job offers in an hour, I was doing great. It was going awesome, so I got home, and I didn't realize until I got home. My buddy told me that all the people that gave me offers were just the pyramid schemes that everyone else was smart enough to avoid. Why do people show up to university college fairs? What are the chances you're going to convince someone that aerospace engineering is the time of the best? Selling Herbalife is the new path to success. Herbalife isn't even the craziest one, right? There's Mary Kay, or your aunt comes to your house, tries to sell you some makeup you don't want. There's pure romance, or my aunt comes to your house. You guys don't know what pure romance is. Another pyramid scheme, the U.S. Army. Guy with a buzz cut comes to your house, sells you some PTSD you don't want. People need to show up and recruit in places where people are actually going to pay attention, right? And I know they can start. It's my neighborhood in Lebanon, Indiana. Now, we can use some more entrepreneurs, and I can see it now, right? Kids selling lemonade. Moms selling miracle supplements to make their kids have better business ideas. Dads selling organic, farm-to-table narcotics. My neighbor's a drug dealer. He really is. There's always these cars pulling up. He walks out, hands him a baggie in the driveway, never be seen again.
No, it's not weed, because I've never seen any of you guys there. So I was in 1990s Ford Bronco, one door that's a different color, a Let's Go branded bumper sticker on the back. The other day I was out of my mailbox and I saw his car wasn't in the driveway. Talking to this guy, he's out there working on his bicycle, he's wrenching, attaching what looks like a weed whacker engine inside his bicycle. I said, hey man, what's up with your bike? He said he lost his license, he wrecked his car drunk driving. There's no law against driving a motorized bicycle to the liquor store. So I look this man in the face and I say, so what you're telling me is that you built a DUI sickle? No quick jokes. I'm glad it's a really casual room. It's really, really laid back. I'm getting invited to all these formal events these days. I got invited to this one event, a really traditional event from my Japanese friends, right? And they insisted that everyone wears a white suit. You know, I know fashion. I know with a white suit, you gotta wear a black belt. So I'm heading out the door, looking, trying to find my black belt. I found my brown belt, found my blue belt. I couldn't find my black belt, right? So I call my sensei. Oh my God. Is this guy telling karate jokes right now? Jesus. Anybody else like sports? No. Yeah. My mom likes sports, and her favorite was boxing. Boxing up all of her things and never coming back. That's a divorced parents joke, guys. All right, guys, that's my time. Thanks so much.
Let's give another warm round of applause for EJ for being such a great host tonight. There are so many names that end with J. AJ, BJ, CJ, DJ, EJ, FJ, OJ, WJ, YJ, all the names, man, all the names, good stuff, it's good stuff. All right, anyways, with that out of the way, so I want all of you guys to take a moment and to just think about some of the worst historical figures in history. I'm talking about like Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler, Genghis Khan, like all these guys, right? Now imagine them with diarrhea. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I can just imagine just them, like, these guys, like, have, like, a war meeting with their generals, right? It's like, oh, what should we do? And it's like, you know, like, Hitler's just, like, working up, like, a really bad case of diarrhea. He, like, just sprints out of the room. He's, like, trying to make it and everything like that. You know, Mussolini's just like, oh, man. In my entire life, the only thing I've ever eaten is Italian food. I don't think I've ever once had Mexican food. And so, you know, and all that stuff, right? I think, you know how, like, Germany turned on the Soviet Union in World War II, right? I have an idea for why that might be. I think it's because Hitler had a really bad case of diarrhea. He just sprinted out of the war room as they were talking about what supplies to send to the Soviet Union. Hitler's just like, oh, just destroy them instead, as he was going on his way. So I think that's what happened. There's a documentary going to be coming out soon, probably, called something like World War II, The Truth. And it's going to be about, you know what. Anyways, let's see. All right. So, speaking of diarrhea, the dining courts are, yeah. So, let's see, for those of you that were here last year, right, like, you guys probably remember, like, the really long lines and, like, the really small food portions, right? You know what that reminds me of? Communism. Like, almost every time I walked into a dining court, I would hear the Soviet Union hymn playing. Like, there were, like, all these red banners all over the place. Most of the employees had, like, a Comrade Stalin t-shirt on. Like, this place was crazy, man. And before, I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, that's just complete BS, that's not true, that's horse crap. Well, after a couple of dining court meals, you start to hear and see a lot of weird stuff, bro. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. And so anyways, come summertime, a month passes by or so, it's like early July or something like that. And, it took me a whole month to get all this crap out of my system, right, to flush it out of my system. And I thought it was free until recently. So this past Sunday, it's actually my first time in jail. Purdue Village was not fun. Yeah, it was not fun. So basically, it reminded me, going back to the communist thing, right? It's like, like a communist, they locked me up, but unlike a communist, they gave me food. But like a communist, they gave me small food portions. So yeah, that was not a very pleasant time. And so yeah, no, my diarrhea has been coming back. It's not been a good time. But hey, I was with a buddy of mine one day, and he told me, well, at least they didn't place you with all the other COVID infected people. I was lucky I had a room all to myself. That was nice. Just imagine, I was fine. I just had like a common cold or something, right? Can you imagine if I just they put me in one of those rooms, right, with full of people with COVID and everything like that? It's like, damn, bro, Purdue education, that's what will get you. And yeah, so on that note, I want to end by having you guys imagine Freddy Krueger wiping his ass with Purdue toilet paper. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for leaving. Is that a woman trying to do comedy, right? How's that even supposed to work? She probably doesn't even have a penis. She's supposed to make jokes about, right? Came here tonight expecting some quality jokes about penises. Sorry, my bad. There's no such thing as a quality joke about penises. My bad. That is until now, right, guys? Yeah. Or is it peni? I don't know. Anyone know the plural? Yeah. No, actually, I've been really struggling because of that. I don't know what to make jokes about. But then I overheard EJ saying earlier today that all female comics just make jokes about periods. So I thought I might go with that. I don't know. Yes. How about those airline periods in my Yeah, that's my set. No, I disagree with EJ. I think women can do more than that. More than, cooking too. Yeah, I think women can also make jokes about how awful men are, right, guys? Yeah! Men are the worst. I hate those people. Oh, man, yeah. You know what really peeves me about men? Yeah, it's whenever I tell a guy that I don't believe in premarital sex, he immediately just runs away. But I'm sticking to my principles. I truly believe that premarital sex does not exist. And if you believe otherwise, prove me wrong. Whoa, you two guys. We did not need a display. That was just a joke, okay? But I don't actually hate men. Like all women, to be honest, I'm just jealous. Yeah, you guys can do so much that women can't do. You can mansplain. I always wanted to do that. You can pee while standing up. As we've seen tonight, you can pee while doing stand-up. Yeah, you guys can get into the engineering buildings. I just wondered what's in there, Men can fart. Women just can't fart, Let me tell you, storms of ruin. Well, one day if science allows, the world's gonna smell a whole lot worse, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, guys can do such gross things and just get away with it. I really wish I could do that. I think guys and girls just at a young age are taught different things about being gross. Girls are taught to have so much anxiety about being gross that they just kind of preemptively try not to be gross in the first place. Whereas guys, as you can see tonight, think it's funny. If a guy in middle school, he had mold dripping from his locker, he's oozing a smell so profound that the entire school needs to be evacuated. It's producing aliens just from midair, People just be like, did you see what Jimmy did today? What if a girl did that, you know? They'd just be like, did you see what Sydney did today, man? And then they'd just wouldn't talk to her again. But yeah, guys can get away with being funny, and I wish I could have pulled that off. Like, there's this one time in high school I was peeing standing up, and my math teacher was just like, Sarah, this is not the place. Please, get that dead body out of your locker. It's starting to go bad. Please, next time, bring a lunch that does not need to be refrigerated. Okay, only a couple people got that. Yeah, but you know, there is one advantage to being a woman. It's that we have periods, yeah. And those things they're the bomb, right, guys? Yeah. They feel like a bomb, am I right? Yeah. They also look like one too. Yeah. You can even see the shrapnel from when the egg broke and all the shells everywhere. But I guess what my point is that you can convince my point is that women have the advantage of that men just don't know much about periods, and you can convince them of anything. But I think it also makes a great excuse, you know? Like, since they don't know what periods are like, you can just use it for anything. Like, oh, there's a mile run today? I can't do that, I'm on my period. You want to have sex? I can't do that, I'm on my period. For the next year, only reason. You want me to attend your stand-up comedy show? Sorry, I can't do that, I'm on my period. All right, thanks.
Boobs.
Yeah!
So I was trying something out, right? Like, so 2 weeks back I was talking to my mom and I was just like, I performed stand-up at Purdue. And she was just like, people laugh at jokes? I was like, what do you mean? Like, I do stand-up all the time in India. She was just like, but you make Indian jokes. So like, okay, what new sort of racism is this? I was like, no, yeah, but she was right, you know, like, so if I had walked up to like a stand-up stage in India and said boobs, people would have lost it. You know how hard it is to be a stand-up to be like a teacher in India? Because we Indians are immature as shit, you know, and I say it's due to lack of experience, but I'll explain, okay? But let's say you're a math teacher in India, and you're just like, yeah, students, I need you to mug up these identities, and the whole class is like, these identities? So my friend, he does, like mock courts, he takes part in like mock trials and stuff, and his whole strategy is just based on this. Like, he'll just be like, so according to section 13, the IPC, the Indian Penal Code, and you know what I mean? Like, we Indians are like so immature. Like, and I say this is due to lack of experience because have you ever seen an Indian guy buy condoms? Yeah. The minute we say condoms or sex, a chill runs down our spine, you know? So, if you were to buy condoms in India, first you're gonna have to find a pharmacy, or as we like to call it, medical store, that's far away, like, like away from the neighborhood so that no one gets to know. So, we find a medical store in another planet, yeah. And once you go there, so as I said, like, you say condoms or sex, like, chill run down. So, this man is gonna buy condoms without saying the word condoms. So, like, he'll just go there, like, make sure no one's around, and like, and that's when the guy, like, he decides to fucking, he's like, what do you want? What do you want? He's just like, balloon. So, yeah, like, that's how immature, like, we are. And so when I came here first, like, that's what really caught me off guard. Because when I came here, you know how like certain places have like certain associations? Like when I come to the US and say Mexico, you just imagine a place with a yellow filter. And then when I say India, you just imagine like places with mahals and like people on elephants. And then like everyone dancing like ding 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 ding. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like my whole idea of the the US was from Hollywood and Victoria's Secret fashion shows. So when I got on the plane and I saw the immigration officer wasn't in a bikini, I was like, what the fuck, Hollywood? Like, what's going on? But I came here and I was like, okay, why is it that in Hollywood, all these dudes are like picking up girls so easily. I'm like, why are girls not attracted to me? I was like, I'm doing something wrong, And on further thought, I was like, okay, Indian guys have no game. And that's when I learned it the hard way. So let's say, for example, okay, you can help me out. So let's say we're meeting for the first time. Okay, let's pretend like we have not hooked up before. Yeah, okay. Guys, come on. So, let's say I genuinely wanted to compliment your hair. So what do I say? How do I do that? Okay, let's say, how would you want a guy to compliment your hair if he genuinely meant it?
Maybe a pickup line? I don't know.
Yeah, so I use something similar, right? So the other day I was walking across, I was walking from a walk and I saw this girl and I was like, yeah, okay, I should go give her a compliment on her hair. And I just walked up and, I looked into her eye and my heart was racing and all that. And I was like, I really love your mustache. That didn't work, guys. That didn't work. Alright, thank you so much, guys. That was my set.
Thank you. Wow, this is almost as tall as me. That does not feel good. Hi, my name's Nico. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Nico.
Thank you. I feel like I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous. Very cool. I feel like my dad. Thank you for the oof. That felt good. So recently, I was talking to my therapist, and that should not surprise you because I look like this. I was talking to my therapist, and she goes, Nico, you really don't have any self-esteem. And I was like, fuck. I mean, do I just pay you to roast me all day? You don't have to call me out like this. But I'm trying to combat that by being like, I'm hot, Because, it kind of works. If you look in the mirror and you're like, hey, you kind of feel better about yourself. And something that also helps me feel better is that I used to get asked out as a joke in middle school and high school. And that doesn't happen anymore. The same guys that asked me out as a joke are in my DMs wanting some goth puss. All right? Middle school bullies and goth puss are like moths to a flame. All right? Thank you, EJ, for that line. But that really boosts my self-esteem. Another thing that really boosts my self-esteem is I go to bars and men try to hit on me at bars, and I don't know how to interact with men. All right, so I just lie to them, and that's always very fun because they walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I look at them and I go, "Bethany," which I don't look like a fucking Bethany, do I? No. And they're like, "What do you do?" And I look at them and I go, I'm an internet hitman. And then they leave you the fuck alone. Because I don't want to deal with you. I just totally lost my train of thought. That's fun. Another thing that is in my life is my mom. I'm very close with my mom. She hypes me up. She's my girl. We love April. She fucks. Obviously, because I'm here. Thank you. I say shit like that, where I say something fucks. And it gets me in trouble because I say that my mom fucks all the time. Anytime I'm referring to my mom, I'm like, oh, April, she fucks. She has 2 kids, obviously she fucks. All right? And she's trying to catch up with the lingo, so she'll be like, hey, Nico, I really fucked this chicken pot pie, right? And I'm like, that's not correct, April. So, it's not right. But, I do love her because she was in college in the 80s. And in the 80s, they did a lot of cocaine. And I'm going to leave you with some wisdom from my mom, all right? You never have a cocaine problem if you don't spend money on the cocaine. Thank you very much. You guys have much fun.
Let's give it up for EJ for being a great host. Thank you so much.
on this because I was being pretentious. I'm so not prepared for this. EJ said I got 5 minutes. That's usually my specialty. Today's different though. Keep your expectations a little low. So, it's that time of the year. Turkey drop time, right? Woo! To those of you in a relationship and don't know what a turkey drop is, I'm sorry if you don't have an SO after this. Mine happened in August, and I had 4 months to prepare for this. I'm going turkey hunting this season. Gonna have a lot of sneaky links. Relationships are complicated, man. And people aren't always meant to be for each other, you know? My ex and I, we were on different paths in life. I really wanted like a deep emotional connection, like a partner, you know? And she would always be there for me, support me. She wanted to fuck other dudes. It's okay, you know, sometimes life takes you on different rides, pun intended. Past 4 months have been great for me actually. I'm loving the single life. There's lots of things I can do now than before when I was in a relationship, like better sex. Be honest with girls, tell them I don't remember their names the morning after. And most importantly, talk about my feelings. The complicated man takes 2 people, 2 minds, 2 everything. My great friend was like, yeah, you know, 2 dicks, 2 pussies, it's always better. My friend got Tinder recently, and she's been telling me all about it. It's like, the guys, she's like, her bio says, send me your best pickup lines, and one of the guys just went, I major in refrigeration. What? First of all, my first question was, when is this guy graduating? 1 semester? What do you need to learn about refrigerators, man? And I was like, you know, it's great. You know, next semester he's going to be doing microwaves. Semester after, lawnmowers, toasters, dishwashers. It's like, you got the perfect guy. He's the perfect deal, right? You never have to call anyone. It's like, hey, babe, the lawnmower broke. He's just like, don't worry. I've got a degree in that. How much time do I got? 2 minutes, holy shit. Okay, I guess I'll just have dentist jokes, I guess. I don't like going to the dentist, mainly because when I go to the dentist, my dentist trauma dumps to me. And it's really funny because like, in a profession where the client talks the least, he talks the most, which is weird. It's like he's working on my mouth and he's like, my wife wants a divorce. I'm just screaming. My daughter's a slut, he pulls a tooth out. God. I also hate blood tests. I just hate needles. I don't have a joke for this, I don't know why I said that. Damn. Let's see. Yeah, anyone want to come down here and say some jokes? Yeah, what's up, Vinay?
Was the ex white?
Was the ex white? No, she was Indian actually.
Were your teeth white?
That's funny.
You wouldn't make a good drug dealer.
I wouldn't make a good drug dealer? Why not?
You can't take shots.
Oh, because I can't take shots? Oh, funny.
Because you're missing a tooth.
What?
Because you're missing a tooth.
I thought this was going to be 5 minutes, not going to lie. That's alright. My name is Pete Davidson. Thank you guys.
Not what my ex-girlfriend called me. You got it. You figured it out. Good job, man. Kids are stupid. Because eating crayons is a problem for them. About 10 years ago, Crayola came out with this color crayon called Mac and Cheese. And kids going to the hospital with crayons lodged in their throats went up like 400%.
Hell yeah.
And all of these new cases were with this new Mac and Cheese crayon. They had to pull the crayon from the lineup because it was causing so many injuries. That wasn't that funny, I'm sorry. I took a 1 semester music history class in high school. And now my dad thinks I know everything about music. There'll be some random song on the radio. He'll ask me who it is. I don't know. I don't know who that is. But I can tell you whatever the fuck you want about Hildegard of Bingen, the 15th century nun that came up with the Gregorian chant. When is that ever going to be useful in my life? It's not. It's not ever going to be useful. I play fantasy football with some of my friends, and the app that we use is sponsored by Miller Lite. So every time you win a game, it gives you a little message. Cheers to another win. Crack open a Miller Lite to celebrate. But I think they should be marketing to the other half, too.
Hey,
The mic is open.
There we go. Because I would be much more likely to drink after losing 7 times in a row than winning. Whatever happened to like truth in advertising? Because all these alcohol commercials are always like people with other people and having a good time. It's always the opposite of that for me. Like if I was gonna make an alcohol commercial, it would be like me by myself in my room, drinking straight out of the bottle. And then like I get paranoid and think somebody's out to get me, and I like get in my car and drive to the gun store, and then I forget what I was at the gun store for. So I go to the sketchy guy in the alley, and he's selling something I've never heard of before. It's called Ambien. I buy 4 and I take 2. And I make my way back home. I get at the art supplies because I'm feeling inspired. And I end up with a mac and cheese crayon lodged in my throat. That would be my commercial. Thank you guys.
Hello. Say, I hope I trip.
No. No, that's the Charlie.
Wait, you hear me? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I got a problem. I have white guy syndrome. I have to have an opinion on everything. No, I did the math. 50% of the shows that I've done here have been about racism, sexism, or homophobia. And I'm very well aware that no one who is black, gay, or a woman looks at me like, what does this 8th string J. Crew model think about my lived experiences? And every single time I step up to this mic, I'm like, they don't want to hear about it, but they will. So tonight, I'm like, all right, I'm going to change the course. I'm going to talk about something a little bit easier. All right, talk about religion, all right? No, because it's funny because I'm agnostic, right? And agnostic is like the anti-white guy opinion because it's just a lack of opinion, you know? At Thanksgiving, when your family's just having like a blowout argument, if you're agnostic, you're the one that's like, yo, who made the mac and cheese? This is great, yo. Just not trying to take a part in it, you know? I don't know, I do know for a fact that I don't believe in hell, or at least that hell are like super like evangelical Christians thinking, because if you really think about it, all right? If you sin, you go to hell. But there's only one hell. So as soon as you make it to hell, you're in hell. So by like the transitive property, all right? Just barely making it into hell means you're as bad as the worst person to ever live, all right? So they think that if you smoke weed, if you're gay, or if you have premarital sex, that you're going to hell. That's as bad as being Hitler, okay? Like, that's just an unserious suggestion, okay? Like, come on. Like, doesn't make sense, all right? It's a hard sell, I get it. Being gay, smoking weed, and having premarital sex are some of the 3 most fun things you can do, all right? I know from experience for one of those, and I'll let you figure out which one it is. But you can't tell me that that's the best thing you could come up with, all right? Like, nowhere else would that logic be accepted, okay? Like, even if you break up with your ex because she, like, ran over your dog and then sent you a video fucking another guy, all right? If you were like, I hate her, your friend would be like, yeah, no, I get it, I understand. You're like, she's worse than Hitler. She's like, all right, take it down a notch, let's relax, okay? Like, let's not get carried away here, all right? Like, I don't know, I just can't believe that, all right? Like, Billy Eichner chilling with Bin Laden, like that's just, that's not realistic, it's not. And the inverse is true too, okay? Because I think I'm a good person, all right? I think that if heaven exists, then I'm gonna make it there. But you're telling me that I'm gonna get the same treatment as like Martin Luther King? Like, it's not gonna happen, all right? Like, come on. I would feel very out of place, like I have very bad imposter syndrome if heaven has like a BGR. Right, like new angel orientation with all the people making the BGR. I'm like, I'm so out of place here. My team leader's like Jonas Salk. He's like, so let's go around the room and share what we got up to in our lives. The first person's like Malala Yousafzai. She's like, well, I let hundreds of thousands of girls get an education in Pakistan. And I'm like, I'm Kenny. I gave a homeless guy $20 one time. When PUDM had the coins, I'd give him 25 cents, when I could, So unless I was out of fuel, then I need the money, Let's see what else here. I'm a multi-time champion of No Nut November. That's got to give you some points, right? Like, come on. Like, I don't know, like, come on. There's got like a tier, like at least a tier for heaven. All right, like I'll get like first, like I'll get like economy, and like maybe Gandhi can get like business class. Like that seems a lot more fair, okay? Like, come on, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm honestly like even more than like maybe like really like evangelical like religious people. I kind of have beef with like really uppity like atheist people, But at least with that, it makes sense because if you are super passionate about the fact that there's nothing that happens when you die, now is the only time to brag about it, right? Because if an atheist gets hit by a bus and then he opens his eyes and he sees like his long lost dead friend, I'm like, hey, still going to church? Wait a minute, hold up. Oops. And see, I think the inverse should be true, all right? If, like the best like religious people get to be super nice and kind here on earth, they should be dicks when like atheists make it to heaven, right? Like there should be like Mother Teresa doing like the Fortnite like default dance on them. Fucking doubted me. Yeah, no. How much time I got? I got time for this one last joke. So, you know who I feel really bad for in the terms of like religion, religious bigotry and whatnot, who got shafted the most? Definitely Muslims, alright? And let me explain why, okay? Because Islam has this theory called jihad, right? Everybody in this room is nervous now because you think I'm gonna make a terrible joke, right? Like that's how bad the word association is. Jihad is nothing bad, it's a great thing. It's like what your life's struggle is. But that one asshole out of a million ruined it for everybody, okay? Like 90, 100, 99,000 are like, I'm gonna build houses for the poor. I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna blow shit up, dude, what the fuck? Like, not what we're doing here, all right? Like, come on. Like, Catholicism also has like Lent. That's another really cool thing, all right? That has no bad association, but there's gotta be one weirdo Catholic out of a million that's been like, so what are you gonna give up for 40 days? Fucking my sister. Wait, what? That's all I got.
I'm gonna get fantasy football. Why it's called fantasy football? Football really exists. I think anybody who comes up here and makes a joke about girls on Tinder probably got rejected by girls on Tinder. Alright, speaking of which, I got a lot of jokes about my grandma. I love my grandma. Old women all laugh the exact same way. They go, yeah, I don't know. Whose skateboard is that? You could have brought it inside. I think nobody would have cared if you brought the skateboard inside. It's just, looks like my dog. Wearing glasses right now. These are a prop. I like using these during conversation as a prop. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. Anybody share any like really good news? Any good news? Anybody? Yeah, what's up?
Got my highest scoring exam ever this past exam week.
Bro, you fucking got a high score on your exam. Does anybody have any like really sad news? Like you don't have to share if you don't want to. Anybody have like any kind of bad news or sad news or anything?
I got a 50% on my exam.
Ah, bro. See, that wouldn't work for like contacts. You gotta. Bro, your parents got divorced. What did you say? No. I'm sorry, that's not funny. That's not funny. Your parents got divorced! Alright. Do you guys know if you drink vanilla extract, you drink it, it makes you drunk really fast? Somebody told me that at work. I don't know if it's true or not. Has anybody done that? Anybody Alright, might be fake, guys. No, it's not. I tried it. That shit will fuck you up. It's got some good benefits though, you know, like, you drink it, you get super drunk, and like, you're driving, and like, a cop pulls you over, like, knock at your window, like, hey, you been eating cookies? No, I tried it. That shit, like, that will knock you out. Like, I didn't drink it directly. I ate 2 gallons of ice cream. So, like, I was out the rest of the day. Yeah. Something else about my grandma I just remembered. She used to take me to Subway. She'd piss me off because, like, she would ask the person to put 1 jalapeno on her sandwich. And, like, we'd be talking, and she'd be like, there it is. Fucking had to interrupt me to eat your freaking jalapeno, grandma. Anyway, yeah. A lot of people. Alright, one second. Hey, come on in. Yeah. I think a lot of people peaked in high school. You know, I'm sure everybody knows somebody, probably points them out in the crowd. I'm not going to. Anybody wearing a flannel outside of their shirts probably. No, I'm kidding. I definitely peaked sometime before now. Yeah. I don't know. I think probably like 3rd grade, maybe. 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, my teacher, she sat us all together, like, you know how they do in elementary school, where the teacher stands at the front, and you all sit in the floor. She told us, she was like, kids, I will not drink a drop of alcohol. Like, what the hell kind of story is this leading to? And she said, I will not drink a drop of alcohol because my uncle is sick. My uncle has a disease, alcoholism. Means he's an alcoholic. And she says she will not drink a drop of alcohol because at his lowest point, they found her uncle passed out in a CVS, getting drunk from drinking bottles of cough syrup. I rose my hand. Said, hey, question. How could he be sick if he drank a whole bottle of cough syrup? That is a way to avoid any sort of problems. Just drink a bottle of Z-Quil. Knock yourself out for 2 weeks. Okay, that's better. Fake glasses. Yeah, you know that's rock bottom because at CVS, 2 aisles over, they sell alcohol. 2 aisles the other way, baking products, vanilla extract. I think that's.
Alright, what's up, guys? Cool. You guys excited for Thanksgiving?
Yeah!
American tradition. Great. My favorite part of Thanksgiving is we do this wishbone thing. It's where you take the wishbone of a turkey and you and another person, you pull at it, and it breaks, and whoever gets the bigger piece, like their wish comes true, right? I like to imagine that during the first Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans did that. And the Pilgrims won. And the Native Americans were like, hey, what'd you wish for? They're like, you'll see. Involves a trail of sadness. I was sick this past week, which sucked. I went to CVS to get some NyQuil. Charlie was just talking about it. You know. They asked me for my ID. They wanted to know if I was 18 or older, which I thought was kind of weird. It was like making me think, like, how do they treat people who are younger than 18, right? I kind of hope it's aggressive. I kind of hope like a 17-year-old trying to get NyQuil, they're like, what are you, a bitch? Your immune system, you're a pussy, you don't have a disease. It's like, well, fucking. I realized that they probably asked for the ID because at some point kids were getting fucked up on NyQuil, right? But like it's not really that substance, right? Like I've never drinking a bottle of NyQuil, I've never drinking NyQuil and be like, wow, I'm ready to party. Every time I drink NyQuil, I'm going to bed, you know? It's never to go out. Like what kind of weird ass kids were drinking NyQuil? Just a bunch of 13-year-olds like, hey, what do you guys want to do today? Some guy's like, baseball? And he's like, nah. Some guy's like, do you want to go to bed at 3 p.m.? Yeah, fuck yeah. Some geriatric 13-year-old. Like, nah, I don't want to play video games. This is
making me laugh, just imagining like some underage kids trying to get NyQuil. It's like two kids stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. It's like going to CVS. Give us our finest NyQuil you have here, and what was that? And also that Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. We're paying in coins. I don't know. Transition. Me and my friend were talking. I don't know how the conversation got to this, but at some point my friend went, as an active member of the LGBTQ community, I would fuck that bag of mac and cheese. He didn't say that. I don't know why. I don't know what the context would be for him to say that, whatever. But he did say he was an active member of the LGBTQ community, which, I don't know, the phrasing makes it seem like it's like an organization. Like the day after you come out, you get like a letter from an owl, like Hogwarts style. So we'd like to invite you to be gay. You're like, oh. Okay. Active member makes it seem like there could be inactive members, which like how would that work? Is there like a council that decides that? It's like, well, Ted's been late on his pay, and well, he hasn't sucked a dick in a while, so I guess he's out. I don't know, active member, right? It sounds like being gay is like an on or off thing when they describe it like that, which it isn't, right? Kind of like, airplane mode on your phone though. It's like going to California, on, right? Going to Alabama, off, probably. Fucking an ass, on, right? Okay, we got through it, sorry. I was having a conversation with a different friend. I was wearing wired headphones and he came up to me and he said, hey, I like your headphones. Wired headphones are making a comeback. It's good style. I was just like, just say I'm broke, dude. What kind of roundabout way is that? Because what he's saying is I could not believe that you're wearing wired headphones unless it was a style decision. It's like, what? Do we forget the practical use of it, right? It's like if you went up to an old person and you're like, hey, I like your dentures. They're coming back in style. I don't have fucking teeth. I'm not trying to flex, I'm hungry. Alright, that's all I have for you guys.